Another part 2 video for you today. This time it's on Maybelline. Now I've already swatched all of their, well at that time, all of the shades for their Age Rewind Concealer. And the reason why I did that is because I was actually looking for swatches myself and I couldn't find videos from women that looked like me with my skin tone, if not deeper. But I mean all of the shades, because I was trying to decide on could I possibly use one to mix in with my concealer to use as an under eye brightener. So if there's really nothing out there, I'll go ahead and create one. So that's why I did it. The end result from that video shows that all of the shades look the same on my medium dark skin. They all look too light. They all look ashy. They just do not complement my skin tone. On the pale to light skin tone side, they have included 2 new shades. So the first name is Ivory, that will cover the pale to very fair skin tones. Second color is called Sand. Now Sand kind of looks like that in-between shade between that light to light medium. I would say that beige tone. I'm not certain if it's going to pull warm, if it's going to pull neutral, because I did not pick up those 2 fair shades, but I see it kind of right there in the middle, probably that shade that was actually lacking from their existing 6 shades. Then of course on the other end of the spectrum, the darker shades, there are 4 additional. So now we have again a total of 12 shades. Rewind the clock back to 2011. That is when Maybelline first introduced the Age Rewind collection. Now their intent was to first introduce a foundation to the market that would be geared towards a specific clientele. That clientele was for consumers that would be in their early 30s on up. They were probably working, even still young professionals. They may have children, they may not have children. But the idea was you're tired, you have no sleep, you're stressed. Of course, all those signs are going to show on your face. The foundation formula itself contains anti-aging properties, but there's an included ingredient of a peptide, which is called haloxyl, and that is what I think was their main selling point. I personally never tried the foundation shades myself. There wasn't a shade that would match my skin tone, so I just pretty much, I paid a dust, didn't even look at it. The following year was 2012, and that's when Maybelline introduced the Age Rewind Concealer. So it looks exactly the same, just shorter and much more thinner in appearance. I also noticed that the marketing of that peptide of the haloxyl was really strong at that point, and I think that that is what really made this concealer just blow up the way it did. I mean, this became the Shape Tape, but in the drugstore arena. With haloxyl, you need at least, I would say, 2% to really help fade away, help diminish those dark circles that you have or any type of darkness pigment on the skin, because what it's going to do is it's actually going to help absorb those broken capillaries, which is causing those, I would say, bruising effect if you have extreme darkness, for example, underneath your eyes or on your face. I did pick up all 4 of the darker shades to go over with you, and I have been, of course, studying the shades so that way I can give you as much information as possible if you can only order online. First shade is called Golden. Now Golden I see marketed towards the skin tones if you're in the deep category, but you're on the fair side, you're on the very light spectrum. I see Golden best suited for those skin tones. Also, if you have deep tan skin, you might want to give Golden a try. When I was swatching and blending out Golden underneath my eyes, in this region right here, it is turning slightly ashy right here. Then along the temples, it has a gray tint to it. Now, it wasn't pulling a strong gray. If it was a stronger gray, that would indicate, based on the fact that I am warm, that it's leaning more towards a cool undertone. But since it was slightly gray and it still has slight appearance right here, it's stronger in this region because it doesn't belong there. My eyes immediately can see that there's a stronger contrast. Even though it's titled Golden, you might think, oh, it's got a lot of yellow in it. maybe a lot of brown in it. No, I see it leaning more towards that cooler undertone or even a neutral. The second shade is called Caramel. Now Caramel, you're going down the darker spectrum. You're just about ready to hit my medium dark skin tone, but you're just not there yet. So that's where you would fall if you're not light skin tone, but you're just right up there to me, then Caramel would be best suited for you. Caramel also is running warm. Caramel would be the shade that I would consider to be my brighter shade for underneath my eye, if that is the look that I'm going after. Caramel produces, I feel, a much more realistic highlight underneath my eyes than golden, and Caramel does not appear ashy. It did not turn gray in any regions. It didn't look too orange, didn't look pink. So Caramel is right up there with me. The third shade is called Tan. Now Tan is also a warm undertone shade. You're also right here at my medium dark skin tone. As you can see here in the swatch in the application, Tan just blends right into my skin. So Tan would be the shade that I would use if I am trying to help mask any type of darkness underneath my eyes. I also could use Tan if I am trying to cover up any type of imperfection on my skin. I took a denser brush and I started to build up the coverage with Tan because I was just curious again, how thick is this going to look as I start to build it up? How opaque is it going to get? And I was actually pleased with the coverage level that the Tan as well as the formula produced. It still looked like skin on my face, and that, if you know, if you watch my videos, that is the appearance, of course, I'm trying to always look very skin-like. You are similar to my skin tone, similar to my warm olive undertone, then I feel that Tan would be your best pick. The last new shade available is called Hazelnut. Now Hazelnut is also a warm shade, but I also like to think of it as the actual outside of a nut. It's got that red, orange, brown appearance. It's like the perfect shell color. So if you're warm undertone and darker than me, so you're going past medium dark and you're actually at the dark end of that dark spectrum, then Hazelnut would be best suited for you. Still isn't a strong contrast, meaning I don't see strong red tones. I still don't see a strong orange appearance or strong pink. So again, it's still a undertone that is warmer. It has that red orange appearance to it. You're at the dark end of the spectrum. You have a warm undertone. Hazelnut would be your best bet. As customers start picking up these new shades, not only the dark shades, but also the two light shades, hopefully the feedback will be given to the brand as far as what are the additional shades that's missing. But of course, there's going to be shades that are missing from the very fair side. And of course, very deep, because past Hazelnut, that like ends, I would say ends at the dark skin tone. What about very deep? There's nothing available for those very deep skin tones. So I would like to see more added. And again, I hope that it doesn't take 7 years for the brand to add those shades to the existing lineup. In this video, I did use Tan underneath my eyes to conceal a little bit on my face for some spot concealing. And I also mixed in just a little bit of caramel, just as an under eye brightener, and then on my nose, and I like the way it blended in. It blends in great with either a sponge, and it blends in fine with a brush. I think the coverage of the concealer is something that is buildable to medium coverage, so you can go sheer to medium coverage. Full coverage, I don't feel that it's full coverage, or maybe it can be built to full coverage. I just haven't started applying like 4 layers or whatnot to get there, but I feel medium coverage is pretty much there, because even though it's covering some of my dark spots, it wasn't completely 100% covered. For now, it is doing what I need it to do. I don't see it caking underneath my eyes, but then again, the way I prep my skin and how I blend it out, I also don't bake. There's just lots of factors involved that concealer really never settles underneath my eyes. I don't see it peeling in certain areas, and again, it's covering what I feel I need covering. So for now it's working, and of course I'm going to continue to use it, and then we'll see what happens. Are you excited that the new shades are here? Are you planning on picking any of them up? Leave comments, let me know. I would love to hear from you. Thank you all very much for stopping by and watching. It's dinner time for me, so I'm going to go and eat and relax and edit. I hope you all have a wonderful day or evening. Thank you so much again for watching. And as always, I'm going to see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.